It is nestled among the redwoods, 2,700 acres of pristine land, broken down into dozens of camps. And for 2 weeks every July since the 1880s, they've been filled with some of the most wealthy and powerful men in the world. Every Republican president since the 60s has spent time before actually becoming the nominee.
We know for sure that Richard Nixon and Ronald Reagan sat down and had conversation about who was going to run for president when. And they made a deal.
Peter Phillips wrote his dissertation on the Bohemian Club in 1994 and was invited to attend for 4 days. He witnessed firsthand the opening event, the cremation of care, where the power elite leave their cares behind in a symbolic ceremony beneath Moloch the owl, seen in this photo.
O great owl of Bohemia, we thank thee for thy adjuration.
This is a place filled with secrets that only those who go inside and perhaps the trees will ever really know. But I was able to get my hands on some photographs that I want to show you just to give you a sense on what it looks like on the inside. This is a photograph of people who attend. As we mentioned, it is all men, and this is a photograph of some of them. This here was taken back in 1999. Colin Powell, the back of Donald Rumsfeld's head. And this is Thomas Keane. 2 years later, he would become head of the 9/11 Commission. Here's a picture. Newt Gingrich, Henry Kissinger's son, and another shot of Thomas Keane. Here's a much younger Dick Cheney at the Grove.
The retreat is divided into dozens of small camps, the most prominent of which is called Mandalay. Among its members are businessmen like Leonard Firestone and Edgar Kaiser, and political figures like Gerald Ford, Henry Kissinger, William French Smith, and George Shultz. President Reagan, Vice President Bush, and Defense Secretary Weinberger are members of other camps. Richard Nixon is a Bohemian.
The Bohemian Grove that I attend, one time to time, the Easters and the others that come there, but it is the most that you will ever imagine in San Francisco crowd that goes in. It's just terrible. I mean, I never want to shake hands with anybody in San Francisco.
Well, each year, many of them seem to have a stunt or try to come up with a stunt. Last year, in 1980, the popular button was Free the Fortune 500.
The other play appears to be just a bit on the lighter side, at least judging from these old photos. Members also spend time swimming, hiking, relaxing in the sun, and doing a bit of drinking.
You were both in Skull and Bones, the secret society.
It's so secret we can't talk about it.
What does that mean for America? The conspiracy theorists are going to go wild.
I'm sure they are. I don't know. I haven't seen the web.
Number 322?
First of all, he's not the nominee. And, look, I look forward...
Are you prepared to lose?
No, I'm not going to lose.
You both were members of Skull and Bones, a secret society at Yale. What does that tell us?
Not much, because it's a secret.
Is there a secret handshake? Is there a secret code?
I wish there were something secret I could manifest.
322, a secret number?
There are all kinds of secrets, Tim, but one thing is not a secret. I disagree with this president's direction that he's taking the country. We can do a better job, and I intend to do it.
And we'll be watching. Be safe on the campaign trail. John Kerry, thanks for joining us. And we'll be right back.
Chris Milligan is the editor of a book soon coming out in paperback, fleshing out Skull and Bones, investigations into America's powerful secret society. And Chris is actually joining us from Portland, Oregon. Chris, welcome. Both President Bush, John Kerry are members. They were both tapped on the same night. I guess, what is that, sort of inaugurated. Are you surprised that neither one of them will speak about it?
Yes, I am. It is something that they are known to do, is not talk about it. One of the rules used to be, if Skull and Bones was mentioned, that they were supposed to leave the room. And I find it very concerning for the American public. Where does their allegiance lie? Does it lie to this little secret society or to our republic?
And this is almost out of a novel that, you know, the president and his rival for the White House both were tapped on the same night.
John Kerry is a member in 65, and George Bush was a member in 68.
Oh, is that
Both
correct?
of them seem to rely upon the group for Well, John Kerry married two ladies who are relatives to Bones, and then also George Bush went to Bones a lot of times when he needed money for his business associates, and then he has appointed 10 members of Skull and Bones into his cabinet and has another one as a nominee. And when you look at the grouping of people and the jobs that they have, you find a very large amount of the membership has been involved in intelligence. And then one of the most disturbing things is that the family groups have been involved in drug running since the early 1800s.
Drug running?
And it seemed, yes. The founder of Skull and Bones was William Huntington Russell. And his family business was a Russell and Company, which was the America's largest opium smuggler, the third largest in the world.
Wow. Chris Milligan, unfortunately, we are out of time. We're going to have to leave it at that.